Welcome back to my channel. If you watched my last video, then you know that we need to be in a calorie deficit to burn fat. So I'm going to show you today exactly how to figure out what macros you need and what will put you in a calorie deficit and make sure you're hitting your protein and all that stuff. So buckle up, get a pen and paper, and get ready. So when it comes to finding your macros, there are 4 equations. We are going to use the Mifflin-St. Jeer equation because I feel like that is the best one that doesn't involve having to know your body fat, because most people don't know their body fat, and whatever machine you use to tell you your body fat is usually not that accurate. So we're going to use the Mifflin-St. Jeer equation. You can Google this pretty easily, and we're just going to put our stats in. So we're going to put our height, our weight, our activity level, and all that. And this is going to give us an estimate of about how many calories we burn. So make sure you're honest with yourself and make sure you put in the right stats. Otherwise, it can mess up everything. All right, so we're going to go to the Mifflin-St. Jeer calculator. We're going to put in our age, male or female. We're going to put in our height. Notice it is in inches, so I am about 5'11", so that means we're going to put in 71 inches. And then weight, we're going to put 185, let's say. And then light exercise, usually most people should be going light, moderate, or little. Most people do not. Even if you are exercising, you're still not very active. So typically I go either here or here. We'll just say that, and then hit calculate. So now, this number right here is your total daily energy expenditure. So as you can see, it takes your basic metabolic rate, which is basically just how much calories you probably burn for your weight, height, and age, and gender, just being you, and then this is the TDEE is going to factor in your activity level. So it's predicting with light exercise 1 to 3 times per week, I'm burning about 2,532 calories a day. Obviously this is just an estimate and you need to keep that in mind, but this is about as close as we're going to get without hooking you up to a bunch of systems. So keep in mind the 2,532, we'll just say 2,530 to make it easy, and remember that number, or whatever number you got. Next, you need to figure out how quickly you want to burn this fat, basically what your goal weight is and by when. So, important thing to notice is 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. About. So every food is a little bit different, but for the most part, that's what it's going to come down to. So, keep that in mind as we move on here. So then you got to figure out what your goal weight is. I put on 185, so let's just say for this example, I want to be 175. Make this bigger for you. Then what you figure out is if I want to lose this much weight in this amount of time, divide that, see how many pounds a week you need to lose. So if I'm going 175 pounds, to make this example easy, we're going to say 1 pound a week. So you typically want to lose around 1% of your body weight a week is a good goal to shoot for. So let's say if you were 200 pounds and you want to be 150, that means you can start at 1%, which would be 2 pounds a week to start off, or 1.9, 1.8. So basically whatever your weight is right now, take 1% of that, and that's usually a healthy way to make sure you're losing enough weight a week without potentially hurting your body. Because remember, if you lose it super quick, then you can probably gain it super quick. So we want to make it sustainable, and obviously we want the weight going as fast as possible. So with that being said, I want to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, let's say. So you're going to take that 3,500, you're going to multiply that by how many pounds you want to lose. So in my case, 10 pounds. And then you're going to find out what that equals, which is going to be 3,350,000. Okay? So simple math, just adding a 0 right here. Then we're going to take that number right here and we're going to divide that by how many days that we want this to take. So 10 pounds in 10 weeks. 10 weeks is 70 days. So we are going to say divided by, 70. This is going to equal what our calorie deficit per day should be. So 350,000 divided by 70 is 500 calorie deficit, which is where most people should be starting off at. If you want to go more strict, you can go more strict and go 750, 1,000 if you're bigger. But 500 calories is usually a really good start to a deficit, and then kind of see what happens with your weight and go from there. So let's say 500 calorie deficit. So do we remember our number from earlier? Because I don't. 2,532. So we got my 2,530 TDE. Now we are going to go minus 500 calorie deficit. And let's just take off 30 calories to make it even easier, because those won't really matter. So I need to be at 2,000 calories per day. So this 2,000 calories per day will put me in a 500 calorie deficit. Again, these are all just educated guesses and ranges, so they're not going to be exact. So you might have to play with the number a little bit depending on what your weight does, but stay consistent with that. If you're in a 500 calorie deficit, you will lose weight. These numbers aren't going to be that much off for most people, as long as you put all your stats in right. So 2,000 calories per day is what I should be eating if I want to lose around a pound a week. So now that we know our calorie range, we need to figure out what our protein, carbs, and fat should be. Those are going to be the main things that we need to worry about, especially your protein and your fat. Your fat and carbs can go back and forth, and it's not going to make much of a difference, but we do want adequate amount of fat for hormone production, and then we do want our protein for building muscles. So 2,000 calories per day, there's so many different ways that you can figure out your protein. I say either 1.8 to 1 gram of protein per body pound of weight, or you can do your goal weight. So let's just do my goal weight to make it simple. So I'm 185, I want to be 175. That means I need to do 175 grams of protein. See, super easy. And then to figure out your fat, you're going to just take this number right here. We're going to take 2,000, multiply that by 30%. Boom, 600. So you're probably thinking 600 grams of fat? No, this is how many calories are coming from fat. So once you find that out, then you're going to go divide by 9, which is how many calories are per 1 gram of fat. And that's going to be how much fat you should be eating. So that was 66 grams of fat. And now the best way to figure out the carbs is to take your 175 grams of protein, add it to your 66 grams of fat, add the calories together, and then minus it from the 2,000 calorie diet. So let's pull that calculator back up here. And now we're going to go 175 times 4, because that's how many calories are per gram of protein. 766 times 9. We'll just say 600 to make it easy. So 600, then we're going to add them together, plus 700 calories. Oh my gosh, okay, sorry guys, this is messing up. 700 plus 600, 1,300. So that means 2,000 minus 1,300. That means we need 700 calories coming from carbs to fill up the rest of our tank, basically. 700, you minus or divide that by 4, because that's how many calories are in a carb as well. And boom, 174 grams of carbs. So there you go. I have my 2,000 calories per day. I have my 175 grams of protein, 66 grams of fat, and 174 grams of carbs. If I eat that every day, I will lose weight. And I will probably lose about a pound. So how you should track that is, first of all, get MyFitnessPal or some other calorie tracking app and put that in there. If you do that every day consistently and be honest and don't eat anything that's not on that, you will lose weight, just like I said in the last video. So find MyFitnessPal or some other app, get on there, start tracking that. Then start taking your weight every morning daily. This number is going to fluctuate like crazy, but you're going to watch the trend go down. So watch those weekly averages. And then that's how you're going to basically tell if this calorie is working for you in the way you want it to, if it's not enough or too much. If you're losing weight too quickly, then you know, okay, I can bump it up to 2,200 or whatever your calories ended up being. So track your weight every morning, and then you will be able to basically see how these calories are performing for you. If you don't want to do all that math, then check the caption in here, and I will put in my macro calculator that will do all that math for you and email you exactly what I believe your macro should be based on the stats you entered, Again, make sure you're entering it correctly and make sure you're watching the measurements that are used. Don't put inches if it says centimeters and vice versa. So I hope that was helpful. Hopefully you took notes. If not, go back and do it with me. But that is exactly how I would figure out someone's macros, and it's been helping all my clients lose lots and lots of weight, so it can work for you too. If you are needing more help, go ahead and hit the Calendly link in the bio and book a call with me and we can talk. If you're looking for more one-on-one coaching and you're just really frustrated with how it's been going for you, feel free to reach out. Go follow me on Instagram at flex_Holman. And then in the next video, I am planning to make how to fit your meal plan in with your macros. So this would be basically once you have your macros, which I just hopefully helped you get, then you can know, okay, next step is a meal plan that fits in that. So I'm gonna show you basically how I would make mine and other clients, how I would make the meal plans fit in those macros. Choose foods you like and basically teach you how you can also swap them out. So I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe and comment if you want any other kind of videos. See you later.